PNG Accident Investigation Commission needs more funding for investigation. A Namatanai health facility needs help. And Taubmans turns 50.
This is National EMTV News with Meriba Tulo.
Welcome to Sunday's news. Thank you for joining us. The fatal aviation accident in Kyunga, Western Province, is the 36th case investigated by the PNG Accident Investigation Commission. Since its establishment, funding has remained a challenge, says Chief Executive Officer David Inau, and 500,000 kina is urgently needed for investigations into the Kyunga accident.
Level of funding from the national government's purse to its statutory body, the PNG Accident Investigation Commission, has been limited. Mr. Inau revealed the commission has not been adequately funded, which limits them from doing more.
Funding has been one of our major concerns in performing our roles and functions in AIC. In this year's budget, and in previous years, we have not been adequately funded. We try to work within what the government is allocated to us.
With aviation accidents slowly increasing and with the level of funding support, Mr. Inau was concerned this could hold future investigations. With the recent fatal aviation accident in Kyunga, Western Province, a request of 500,000 kina is urgently needed to complete the investigations.
The Chief Secretary's office has been informed, and I will follow it up with a letter, and I hope that the Prime Minister's office and the government can allocate the needed funding to complete these accident investigations.
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
Remains of the Australian pilot killed in the fatal aviation accident at Kyunga, Western Province, will remain state property until all investigation processes are complete. PNG Accident Investigation Commission Chief Executive Officer David Inau says his body, with the 11 other Papua New Guineans killed in the plane crash, will undergo a post-mortem to help investigators complete the investigation process.
The government of Papua New Guinea is in close consultation with the Australian High Commission following the death of the Australian pilot. According to Mr. Inau, the Australian pilot, who was commander of the Britain-Norman Islander aircraft operated by Sunbird Aviation, was killed in the fatal aviation accident at Kyunga, Western Province, on Wednesday, April 13.
We briefed them on the processes that are involved, and yes, they are in agreement with us as to how we process. We have processed the body. We have contacted the father of the pilot, and he has informed us that we can conduct the autopsy as required.
Mr. Inau says until then, bodies remain the state property until final investigation.
We have made arrangements with the hospital and the coroner, as well as pathologists here in Port Moresby. We are now waiting for the company to repatriate the body from Kyunga to Port Moresby, where it will undergo a post-mortem as part of our investigations.
Mr. Inau said once investigations are complete, body of the Australian pilot will be repatriated to Australia for his final resting.
We extend our condolences to the relatives of the deceased, and our prayers are with them.
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
A preliminary report will be released within 28 days of the accident. PNG AIC Chief Executive Officer David Inau says this is a requirement under the International Civil Aviation Organization protocols of accident investigations. Enough information has been gathered for Inau to be confident the preliminary report will be ready. Here is a brief update from the PNG Accident Investigation Commission.
This Britain-Norman Islander aircraft, operated by Sunbird Aviation and registered P2SBC, departed Oksabmin for Kyunga at 13:56 local time on Wednesday, April 13, 2016. 12 persons were on board, 9 adults and 3 children, including the Australian pilot.
Based out of Vanimo in the Sandown province, and they operate Britain Norman Islanders. These are turbine-operated islanders. It arrived in the Secretariat Kyunga and was lining up to land on runway 07. On final, apparently the aircraft was observed to pitch up, and then it went down in a nose down attitude and crashed.
Unfortunately, all 12 have died, including the Australian pilot. The bodies are at the Kyunga District Hospital morgue as part of the investigation process.
If the people on board the aircraft are considered to be part of the accident, then we would like to hold on to the bodies, do the postmortems, and then release the bodies to the other respective authorities.
A full investigation has commenced in accordance with international procedures and ICAO Annex 13, with the aircraft and engine manufacturers already contacted.
Everything in the aircraft belongs to the state, in this case the Accident Investigation Commission. We take possession of everything and we start our investigations until we are satisfied that we have gathered all the information that we need. Then we release the aircraft and the bodies of the deceased to the authorities responsible.
Meanwhile, Inau explains why black box isn't fitted on smaller aircrafts.
We would like all aircraft to be fitted with black boxes, but unfortunately, according to the laws, aircraft that are small in size, like the Britain Norman Islander, are not required to carry a black box.
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
Out of this tragedy, a story of goodwill is emerging. The small town of Kyunga is slowly coming out of the shock of the plane crash and organizing to continue support for the relatives of those who perished on the ill-fated flight.
The amount of goodwill shown began with the response to the scene of the crash.
Started to attend to the event. Really, we were focused on survivors, managing the survivors, which we did. It was only really under the request of the police to assist with the retrieval of deceased that we realised again our corporate responsibility is there to do so. That was probably the toughest part of the day, though. Having to manage that.
Dave also tells the tale of 2 doctors who were on board a PNG air flight which was delayed because of the crash. When they heard of the incident, they got off the plane to offer any help they can.
They had 2 doctors on board. That was communicated back to our control centre here, and we sent a vehicle up to retrieve those 2 doctors from that aircraft and bring them down to the base here. So as soon as we started bringing casualties in from the crash scene, there were some doctors on hand here to start trying to stabilise them as best we could so we could get them to the Kyunga hospital as quickly as we possibly could.
The doctor also, he was the one that also gave me the first alert.
And the support has not ended there. The town is now helping the relatives of the victim by establishing a house cry where they can grieve and organize repatriation of the bodies.
At the first day, long Wednesday, no got one much activity come up, no got one good arrangement long set up ourselves. We were all blank. Na all our sick line long King Hospital, that's all been busy through long helping me long. Kissing body na put more long mock na line him na display time. The next day long and we were still not organized.
They have received support from OTDF and OTML in Kyunga and also from the Kyunga District Health Management Team.
First day, the relatives were just around the hospital crying and mourning for the dead. So boss and I decided that we should have a place so that we can all bring them together and, where they can all meet and have the time of, sorrow and whatever they can do. So
victims' relatives all in Oblo all Sundown province, and all in the place lost up. Since this time really strategic loss law also, like thinking long. Like coordinating all one operation, we allocate him section piece of land long health office here.
Alice, who is also part of the district health team, is from a neighboring area to Taubmans.
All body staff here, I'm feeling and they are my people in there, so I must respect them and I need to be with them here. So that's what awesome. Whatever little that me got and I'm assisting them, I'm with them here.
The team is also planning to provide trauma counseling for the relatives.
Part of the government agency, they are our people, so we have to. It's a disaster, so we have to step in anyway.
The Kyunga plane crash is a tragedy that has brought together people from all walks of life.
We did as much as we could, considering the situation, and obviously our hearts and thoughts go out for the victims' relatives, and sad to say that obviously there was a number of people who passed on. So really, I think it's a credit to all the various people and parties that were involved, and did as much as we could. Yeah.
Sarah Aupong, National EMTV News, Kyunga.
To other news now, and Police Commissioner Gary Baki has confirmed the suspension of National Fraud Squad and Anti-Corruption Directorate Director Matthew Damaru and his Deputy Chief Inspector Timothy Gitwa. Officer in charge of fraud, Inspector Joel Simitab, and 4 other members of the Fraud Directorate were also suspended. The Police Commissioner says that he was neither unaware nor briefed about these arrests.
I was not given any brief by Damaru or his team since assuming office in 2015. 2015, apart from what I've requested. Although I have requested Damaru to provide a list of detailed brief of all major investigations undertaken by the National Fraud and Anti-Corruption. Until now, there is nothing has come to the office of the police. Today appointed the Senior Legal Officer and the Commissioner's Review Officer in all disciplinary matters. Chief Superintendent Horjos Ete will be the Acting Director of the National Fraud and Anti-Corruption, and he will be also assisted by equally by Chief Inspector Jacob Iveroa, who is the officer in charge of the Special Investigating Team, who will currently be assisting.
You're watching National EMTV News. Ahead in the news, some developments and challenges in the country. Stay with us. Welcome back to National EMTV News. The people of Konagil local level government in Namatanai district will now be part of a multi-million kina oil palm project. 2 project sites were launched this week under the government's public-private partnership. Landowners believe the project will bring the much-needed government services that have been absent for the last 35 years.
3 senior government ministers flew into Silur village on the east coast of Namatanai to join hands with the people to embrace this new development. The oil palm project will be now the single largest investment in the Konagil LLG, and like many other places, the local custom was on display to all the stakeholders who will be developing this project. The project will cover more than 35 hectares of land in the Lak and Kandas area.
Resource you can bring him, don't develop him as well.
Treasury Minister Patrick Pruitt said despite the current situation of the economy, the return will be good once the economy is back on track.
Right decision because time prices pick up lo timber, time prices pick up lo oil palm. You ready lo salim de sala produce lo yumi. You got a world market.
Local landowner company Konagil Agri Development and foreign developer Million Plus Corporation will oversee the initial project operations.
Boss, you like him, this project. Now you support him. Now you come up him. You by kiss him.
You decide when something might come up, and you look after and manage the programs of development that needs to happen in this area.
Unlike other projects, this project will see landowners boasting a 20% share from this project.
First priority, all the decision by putting interest of people go pass.
The project capital is about 430 million kina and will accommodate 2 oil palm mills. Locals believe the project will improve infrastructures like education, roads, health and provide employment for the locals.
People and ministers must support him where development can go to remote areas.
Yes, 50% of profit sharing you plan. You must support him. Development too. He come up lo Konagil.
Jack Lapave, Junior National, MTV News.
Since its establishment after independence, the Silur Health Centre in Namatanai district of New Ireland Province has received little to no attention from government authorities. Poor facilities, little supply of medical drugs and transportation are just some issues faced by the health centre. Health workers say every day has its challenges to provide basic health services to the people.
The Silur Health Centre is situated on the east coast of Namatanai in the New Ireland Province. The government-run health facility was established in the 1980s but now is in a poor state. Despite the much-talked free health policy, getting medical drugs and maintaining the health facility by workers there remains a challenge.
So, I plan no choice. How I play treating multi man. One can marry me play now help him and me play make him happen.
Communities in Silur and other council wards in the Konagil LLG walk for hours or travel by road and sea to seek medical attention. Health worker Carl Camelus told MTV poor support by the levels of government has left them struggling to save lives. Locals can't do much but to either use the health center for treatment or die at home. It's not only the financial challenges the health center is facing, but also poor transport infrastructure that has denied health workers to access medical drugs in Namatanai and Kevieng.
Road right. I must play some road Mr. Bushikaramabim. So maybe say
And it's a similar story for the local primary school, says grade 6 teacher William Paruka.
Me like appeal long whole government long New Ireland. Lo looks away long one him can struggle me play pace him inside long this kind remote place. Lo bring himself la service.
But with the launch of the new multi-million oil pump project in the area, both government and Christian-run institutions believe it will help provide better health and education services to the people of Konagil LLG. Jack Lapave, Junior National, MTV News.
Health Secretary Pascal Kase is disappointed with budget cuts to Christian health services, describing it as an oversight. Mr. Kase says the churches have been at the forefront of development, providing much-needed services. The national government has now realized this and managing challenges encountered by the Christian health services in terms of budget cuts.
Mr. Kase said there is no intention by the National Health Department and the national government to cut the budget of the Christian health services. Even before Waigani, the churches have been at the forefront of development, providing much needed services, especially in areas of health and education.
To me and to us, the senior executive of this department, we felt that it's an oversight by those that are putting the budget together. Because Christian health services to us, as the health department, National Health Department, and our partners, church health services is very important to us.
Mr. Kase said the National Health Department have already met with representatives from the Christian health services discussing achievement, challenges and policy initiatives.
The government has already been advised through a policy paper that the department prepared and minister submitting it to the National Executive Council, and the relevant agencies of state are looking into that for assistance. That the state will, the church health services will not suffer, but will get what legally by law and through the budgets that they have to be appropriated that money.
Mr. Kase said the government has made a new commitment and will address the budget cuts of the Christian health services. Fabian Hakelitz, National MTV News.
Staff at Mount Hagen General Hospital have agreed to return to work following a meeting with officials from Port Moresby. Deputy Health Secretary Dr. Paisan Dakulala and National Doctors Association executives met on Thursday, where doctors and nurses agreed to resume duties on Friday. But they have given the investigation team 21 days to complete the findings, including those who have signed their resignation letters. All services have returned to normal. One of the world's largest paint and coating company, AkzoNobel, celebrated its 50th anniversary of doing business in Papua New Guinea. Their journey began in 1966 when a manufacturing plant was set up in Rabaul, East New Britain province. However, it was destroyed during the 1994 volcanic eruptions and then moved to Port Moresby. Since then, its popular product, Taubmans, has grown to become a strong and prominent household brand in Papua New Guinea.
Management, staff and invited guests of AkzoNobel gathered at the Laguna Hotel in Port Moresby last night to celebrate the company's Golden Jubilee anniversary in PNG. Regional Director Jeremy Rowe said although AkzoNobel has been in PNG for 50 years, he said the global company has been around since the 17th century with its core business in chemicals, coatings and innovation.
So AkzoNobel is one of the world's largest paints and coatings companies and also a major producer of specialty chemicals. We produce everyday essentials to make people's lives more livable and inspiring. So most people don't know this, but we're many essential ingredients, like let's say the food you eat and the paper you use. We provide essential protection, protecting cars, buildings, ships, mobile phones with coatings. And what we call essential colour, which is bringing colour to many, many things that you see every day.
AkzoNobel's 50 years existence in Papua New Guinea hasn't been without challenge.
So really for us is obviously the challenge of working in a country where all the normal infrastructure might not be quite there yet, but we make do and we do what we have to do to be able to serve our customers and serve our business.
Because AkzoNobel's business involves a lot of chemicals, Country Director Mikael Ruben said the company is also focused on sustainability and responsibility for the environment.
We believe that only sustainable and environmentally friendly growth will lead to better PNG. So we empower and bring greater values to our customers, investors, employees, and to the local communities.
Going forward, Mr. Rose said AkzoNobel is used to economic cycles that countries go through, and PNG is no exception. In terms of their investment in PNG, Mr. Rose said growth markets in Asia and PNG are important to their business. He said whatever happens in PNG, AkzoNobel is here for the long haul.
We always consider the most important thing is to take a long-term view, so that we stay here working with our customers, with our suppliers, with our employees, and some years will be strong, some years will be weaker, and that's the nature of business. What's important is that you're here for people in the long term, and that's what we're going to be here.
Deli Waigeno, National EMTV News.
National flag carrier Air New Guinea and its subsidiary Link PNG will continue to maintain its services, flying to every airport in the country. Board Chairman Sir Frederick Rea says that although flight operations reach 25 destinations, more than half of domestic services are not profitable.
Sir Frederick says the commitment to supporting national development is not without significant challenges, and flight services operated by Air New Guinea and its subsidiary Link PNG must be maintained.
That means the profitable services and their passengers are effectively subsidizing the unprofitable services.
Air New Guinea's capacity depends on improving overall efficiency, which has to be supported by both the national and provincial governments. This means to acquire more efficient aircrafts like the Fokker 70s, so all airports have the best aircraft movement and passenger facilities.
We need a program that has been upgrading airports such as Port Moresby, Hagen, Goroka, Lae, Alotau and Austins to continue. We need the national government via the National Airports Corporation to commit to another project that is vital to our efficient operations and to meeting passenger demands.
Sir Frederick says that more night flying capacity across the nation is needed because this limits Air New Guinea's ability to gain the maximum efficient use of its 24 aircrafts.
It also is an impediment to tourism development, to business and industry, and commuters generally. It will help New Guinea improve services and keep downward pressure on airfares and freight costs.
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
A New Guinea subsidiary company, Link PNG, is planning to extend its flight operations to Kandrian in West New Britain province. West New Britain Governor Sasindran Muthuvel was delighted with Link PNG's plans to fly to Kandrian. Governor Muthuvel thanked Link PNG for linking the rural population who want to access these services at their doorsteps.
And thank you also for your Link PNG, as the chairman mentioned. Many of those services, even not making profit, but you are continue to do that service to rural areas. And I'm happy to hear that you will be also extending the services to Kandrian Airstrip soon.
You're watching National EMTV News. After the break, Trukai Sports. Don't go away.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Solomon Warriors have denied Lay City dwellers a historic first ever win in the OFC Champions League with a thrilling 5-4 victory in the opening game of match day 9 at QBE Stadium in Auckland. Dwellers opened the scoreboard, registering their first goal. However, the Warriors made the comeback from a penalty kick at 4-4, defeating the Dwellers 5-4. Here are the highlights.
The referee's on his game as well. Dowdow's giving that straight to Nigel Damanyaba. Moses Tuata wasn't happy about that. Michael Foster allows Raymond Ganemba to pick it up. Goes to the near post, and it's ended up in the back of the Solomon Warriors net. It's taken short. Chance, blocked, and it's in the back of the net from Jerry Donga. Solomon Warriors 5, Lay City Dwellers 4. Nine goals and an exhibition of open attacking football.
And that's it for Trukai Sports. After the break, the weather details.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Taking a look at the weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow in the southern region. A shower or two in Port Moresby and Daru. Evening showers in Kerama and mostly fine in Pobondeta and Alotau. To the Momasi region, a shower or two in Lay, Madang, Wewak and Vanimo. Heavy showers in Wau. To the New Guinea Islands region, thundery showers expected all across the region. And in the highlands, Mount Hagen, Goroka, Kundiawa, Mendi and Wabeg, you can all expect showers and fog. And that's how it is this Sunday, the 17th of April 2016. On behalf of the EMTV News team, have a pleasant working week. Bye for now.